After taking 2 straight against the Brewers, the Reds will turn their attention to interleague play. The Chicago White Sox, haven't seen them in a while here at Great American Ballpark. We'll see them tonight in the first of 3, and it's coming up on Fox Sports Ohio. And hi again, everyone, with Chris Wells, Jim Day. Welcome to Reds Baseball once again. You know, over the last few seasons, interleague play hasn't been the greatest for the Reds, but this season so far, 6-1 against the American League Central.
It's all about matchups, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the matchups have favored the Reds this year. The teams that they have played have been down in the standings. They've not seen the Cleveland Indians yet, but the teams that they have seen, they've taken care of, and they've done a good job at it. Hey, you know what? At the end of the day, all those wins and losses count towards your final record.
Yeah, very good point. They have yet to see the Indians, who lead this American League Central, but our IGS bringing the energy numbers, and those look pretty good. The Reds would like to duplicate those. And you look at this White Sox club, and it's a team that's in rebuild mode, and they have struggled this season.
Rebuild mode again and rebuild mode again. I mean, what they do have, though, is a lot of young players. They're still trying to figure out which of these young players are going to turn into really good players and which are going to be jettisoned out of here. Overall, the ranks in the league are not that great. This is a division, though, that they're in that they really could make some ground in if they could finally get their act together. They've got a lot of errors out there. Their pitching is iffy. Their bullpen is not that great right now. It's liable to get even worse after the trade deadline.
Well, the Reds will match up well with them on paper. However, you know the old saying, that's why they play the games. You never know in Major League Baseball. But the Reds have been on a roll of late, including the long ball and including slamming. Jeff Picoro has more on that next.
Is brought to you by Chevy. Check out our award-winning lineup only at your Tri-State Chevy dealers. And by Skyline Chili. Feeling good. It's Skyline time.
fans, I'm Local 12 News meteorologist John Gobb. Let's hope the Reds can keep it going tonight against the Chicago White Sox. We're talking mid-80s for the first pitch, warm and humid, down to 79 by the final out. And just like we saw yesterday, can't rule out a passing shower or thunderstorm over the ballpark through the evening here, but they should be able to get this one in just fine. Enjoy the game right here on Fox Sports Ohio.
Thank you. Very humid here at the ballpark. Slight breeze blowing. That means the ball will be flying out. And for the Reds, it's been doing that in record numbers. 9 grand slams. Everybody's getting in on the action, including Jose Peraza. Yesterday in the 6th inning, Peraza connects with bases loaded. No doubt Wilkerson knew it as soon as he let it go. It's his 5th home run of this season. And look at that, a majestic shot into about the 2nd row of seats there. 9th grand slam on the season. Now this young man, Jose Peraza, is really settling in this lineup. He's hit as high as 2nd in the lineup, hitting all over the lineup. In his last 26 games since the 1st of June, he's hitting .314 with 5 doubles, a couple of home runs, 15 RBI, and 17 runs scored. He has really played great defense out there as well, as has that whole Reds infield. So hopefully the hits continue coming for Peraza and his mates. And they'll be backing up Luis Castillo, who is on the mound. And Castillo looking for his 6th win of the season. And he's going up against a tough one in James Shields. Shields has been all over baseball, but he goes up against Castillo and the Sox.
It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cincinnati Reds.
Rick Renteria, the manager for the White Sox, brings his club to town. 2nd season as the skipper. You see his record there, and first time we've seen the White Sox here at Great American Ballpark since 2009. Luis Castillo. Here he comes out to the bump for interleague play here on a Monday night in the Queen City. First of 3 against the Sox, and here's how Rick Renteria will line them up. Yoan Moncada will lead off. He'll be at 2nd base. Yolmer Sanchez at 3rd. Best hitter in the lineup is Jose Abreu. Daniel Polka in left field. Abisail Garcia riding an 11-game hitting streak in right field. Omar Narvaez doing the catching. Tim Henderson is short. The Cincinnati native Adam Engel in center field, and on the mound right-hander James Shields. For Luis Castillo, 25 years of age. He will make his 18th start of the season and his first career appearance against the White Sox.
Well, first appearance against the White Sox, yes. He was the guy that last year came on the scene. Castillo did. It really got everybody excited. You know, in the 15 starts that he had last year, had a very good earned run average, had a losing record, really deserved to win a lot more ball games. This year he has 2 more starts than he did last year, but he's got fewer innings pitched overall. So he's still trying to figure out what this sophomore year is all about, how the hitters have gotten on him a little bit, how he's a little bit timid about coming right after hitters with strikes. He had it really going on his last time against the Atlanta Braves, and then it imploded on him in the 4th inning. Let's see if he can take it a little bit deeper here tonight.
Yeah, the wheels really fell off in a hurry against Atlanta. Delivers one outside. This game is underway. 80-degree game time temperature, but very humid. Swing and a miss by the switch hitting Yoan Moncada. Stu Shearwater doing the home plate umpiring tonight. Eric Cooper at first. Crew chief Gary Cederstrom at second base. Sean Barber at third. And we'll talk about this more coming up, but over the next 3 days, you'll see the teams wearing July 4th uniforms, as we hope you are having a good time leading up to the 4th of July, the birth date of America. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Moncada, 221 batter, 10 home runs, 34 RBIs. And a swing and a miss, and Castillo off to a good start.
Now, Moncada's a pretty good fastball hitter, so when you blow him away like he does right here, that's a good sign for you if you're Luis Castillo. Should instill a little bit of confidence in him to be able to go right after these hitters in this White Sox lineup.
And that'll bring up Yolmer Sanchez to the plate. Chris, you talked about Castillo's last outing. It was in Atlanta. He was unblemished through 3 2/3 innings. And then he walked Freddie Freeman with 2 outs in the 4th. And then gave up 5 straight singles. And he had to leave the game. It was as if a light switch went off. And it was a quick exit.
Well, it went off for the Reds and went on for the Atlanta Braves.
Yeah.
It's just an uncanny the way that inning played out. One single after another.
Little looper. Suarez won't be able to get it, and that falls for a hit. In fact, extra base hits. Standing at second base with a double is Yolmer Sanchez. Here's your 4 defensive lineup for the Reds. Outfield of Winker, Hamilton, and Schebler. No Adam Duvall in the starting lineup tonight. Suarez, Peraza, Jeanette, Votto at first, Tucker Barnhart hanging the signs for Luis Castillo. And that'll bring up Jose Abreu. The current leader in all-star votes at first base. And you look at this team in complete rebuild mode, as we talked about in the open. And Jose Abreu, from the casual baseball fan, would be the only name you might recognize in this lineup if you're looking from afar. But this guy can hit.
Well, he came in the league with such a huge splash that everybody thought that they were going to set the bar right there what he did out of his rookie year. That was in 2014. And you see the numbers that he's done overall, and they're all very good, but he was so good in 2014 that anything less than what he would do that year was a little bit of a disappointment. And he did disappoint in 2015 and 16, even though over those 2 years he had 55 home runs. Big swinger, as you can tell by the first couple of cuts he's had up there.
Counts 1-2 to Abreu. 6'3", 245. Born in Cuba, resides in Miami. .2017 for Abreu. 304 batting average, 8th best in the American League. First in total bases with 343. And 7th in OPS at 906. Camera well and look out.
Well, he's happy to say goodbye to the month of June. During the month of June this year, Abreu hit .212. Had very little power going on. But they're still looking at him, obviously, as the main guy right in the center of this lineup to be the anchor. He did have a couple of hits in the win the White Sox had on Sunday against Texas Rangers.
1-2 again. Who is going to call this one? It looks like it's Jeanette. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Daniel Polka. .237 batter, 7 home runs, 24 RBIs.
Watching this guy in batting practice, boy, was he hitting the ball hard. Has a lot of movement, susceptible to swings and misses. Boy, he is some kind of strong and does not get cheated one bit.
Setting up inside is Barnhart, and outside delivering it is Castillo. Gets away with it. One and one. White Sox have struggled on the road. They're 29-54 overall, but they've lost 5 of their last 6 road games by a combined 53-22 margin, and allowing 41 runs in their last 4 road games.
Now, Polka started the season in AAA for the White Sox this year. He was down there actually for 17 ball games, and when he first came up, boy, did he ever get hot. Hit 6 home runs in his first 31 games, but he's cooled off. He finally did hit a home run in yesterday's contest after 17 without.
Just missed on the inside corner. 97-mile-per-hour heater.
Tough to take.
Two-two pitch. Swing. And a miss. Couple of strikeouts, a double, man left. Reds coming up. You can join us here on Fox Sports Ohio. White Sox and Reds. And here's how Jim Riggleman will send them to the plate tonight. There's Scott Shepler. He'll lead off. Tucker Barnhart doing the catching will bat second. 3, 4, and 5. Votto, Jeanette, and Suarez. Winker getting the start in left field tonight. Jose Peraza at shortstop. The pitcher spot is 8th with Billy Hamilton batting 9th. On the mound, nicknamed Big Game James Shields.
Well, he's been around a long time, 13 seasons in the major leagues with a lot of different ball clubs. And he might be in the Indian summer of his career, but he's coming off his first scoreless outing as a starter this year. And that didn't last long.
Drive to right and goodbye, baby. 1 pitch and a 1-0 lead. Number 11 for Shepler.
Well, you gotta love the added dimension of power that Scott Shepler gives you in the leadoff spot. Shields with a little get-ahead fastball, trying to get comfortable on the mound here, and he watches that baby sail out of here.
Barnhart's first pitch swinging. The Park will hold this one. Palka goes back to get it. 1 out. Poor defensive lineup for the White Sox looks like this. The aforementioned Palka in left. Engel, the Loveland, Ohio native, in center field. Abisail Garcia in right. Sanchez, Anderson, Moncada, Jose Abreu at first base. Doing the catching, Omar Narvaez. First pitch strike to Joey Votto. Votto checks in at an even 300. 8 home runs, 43 RBIs. Continues to lead the league with that .433 on base percentage. Has given up the lead in walks. He's trailing by 3 to Bryce Harper in that category. James Shields making his first career start in Great American Ballpark, and Scott Shepler welcomed him rudely. The smoke still billowing from the fireworks. And strike. And maybe a liberal one at that, says Stu Sherwold. When your catcher has to pull it back that much. Narvaez did a nice job of framing it, and Votto stays alive.
Yeah, I'm not so sure that's the reason why he called that strike. You know, I've read a lot of different studies about the psychology of umpiring, and umpires overall are human beings, and they really don't want to have a major effect on the game.
Right.
So they're maybe subconsciously reluctant to make a call that changes in a bat, like a strike 3 or a ball 4. So on a 3-1 count, if it's close, you get called ball, you get called strike. And Shields takes advantage and comes back and gets a strikeout. Little running fastball here. Now, if you're a real big baseball fan and you've been watching James Shields for a long time, you're looking on the mound and seeing this guy and say, is this the same guy? Because he used to be an overhand, hard throwing with a hard slider kind of a approach to pitching. But, he's lost a little bit on the velocity, so he's lowered his arm angle, trying to get more ground balls and keep the ball down in the zone.
First pitch strike to Scooter Jeanette. That .332 batting average continues to lead the National League. And here's a drive to right. Scooter off the wall. He's got to hurry. That ball was hit so hard, he's going to have to put on the brakes. Team leading 21st double of the season for Scooter. Would have been. But he has to hold at first base. That ball was smoked.
Yeah, a little more loft on this baby, and it's out of here. No question about it. Baseball a plenty game. You know, as hard as that ball was hit by Scooter Jeanette, the second hitter in the White Sox order, Yolmer Sanchez, looped the ball over the third baseman's head, barely made contact, and ends up with a double. So much for power hitting.
First pitch to Eugenio Suarez, in for a strike. Suarez 7th in the National League in batting average. Team leading 16 home runs and tied for first in RBIs with 61. Shields ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Call that clutch. Turns up the wick with runners on.
You know, that's one of those things in a scouting report that, you know, you can have some major disagreements between the numbers side of people that say, oh, you know, it's just, if you're going to get your hits, you're going to get your hits. A hitter can't control when he's going to get a base hit. But I always, as a pitcher, wanted to know which guys were really good in the clutch, because they were the ones that had the ability to slow down the game a little bit. Well, and they usually turned out to be the best players.
Yeah. Today's age of sabermetrics in baseball, they've devalued RBIs because you can't control when runners are on. However, I certainly want to know what a guy's batting average with runners in the scoring position is.
Could be a little setup pitch right there by Shields on a 2-2 count. He comes way inside off the plate to probably set up something down and away here for Suarez. Wants a slider? No, a different slider. The front door slider.
Payoff pitch. There goes Scooter. And he walked him. So the inning continues, and here's Jesse Winker.
I can tell you one thing. Shields is not happy right now, and he's not happy with his catcher. I mean, he had to shake through a lot of different signs between finally where Narvaez was able to come up with the sign that he wanted. And Shields is a guy that, you know, wants to call his own game, so he's going to shake to what he gets. And it's only going to get more complicated now with a runner at second base.
Reds trying to add to what already is a 1-0 lead. Two balls and no strikes to Winker. Riano. Pretty good run of RBIs over the last 21. At 13 in the first 53 games where we saw him in that leadoff spot a bunch. Strike called.
Rio Leo. Which is my term for a pitch that is on a 3-0 count, not a strike, but gets called one anyway.
And he walked it back-to-back walks, and now the Reds will have the bases loaded.
I wonder if maybe Shields is a little bit tentative when he looks around this ballpark. He gives up a first pitch home run. He gives up a line drive shot off the wall by Scooter Gennett. And he's thinking, boy, all these horror stories I've heard about Great American Ballpark, playing like a bandbox. And here I am out here right now facing all these hitters that are leading the league in runs batted in. A young guy coming up who's hit a bunch of home runs lately. Rick Renteria seated next to his pitching coach, Don Cooper.
Here's Peraza. All he did yesterday, helped the Reds tie a club record. 9th grand slam of the season off the bat of Reds hitters.
Well, his interview after the game last night with Jeff Pecora was just so fun. I mean,
Yeah.
He was bubbling with excitement. He's learning the new language. He's got pretty good grasp of the English language already. And you could just tell how happy he was, and how he just wants to be a guy contributing to a team win.
Jim Brueggemann was talking about him before the game, and he said he could just see that he settled in and he has more confidence because he knows that he's the shortstop as opposed to trying to win the job. And this time he pops it up, and Shields is going to strand 3. But Schebler with the leadoff home run. The Reds have a 1-0 lead. Some momentum from the month of June as you check out our Elk storylines. A 15-11 month of June. First month going at least 4 games over 500 since 2014. And you look at the winning percentage prior to June, obviously got off to a really slow start and trying to climb out of that hole and doing a nice job of it of late. Have a 1-0 lead here as we've reached the top of the second. Abisail Garcia will step in with an 11-game hitting streak. Garcia, Narvaez, Tim Anderson here in the second for the Sox. Busting him inside, and ahead 0-2 is Luis Castillo. One out.
You know what I like about what I'm seeing here from Luis Castillo so far is that he's not trying to trick the hitters here first time around. He's just coming right after them, challenging them with his fastball. It's got plenty of juice on it tonight, a little extra hump maybe in there.
And that'll bring up the catcher, Omar Narvaez. Narvaez just a .252 batter, but over the last 11 games, .457, including 7 RBIs and 6 multi-hit efforts. And that has raised his batting average all the way from 170 to where it sits right now, that season high .252. With the early lead here, trying to cut into an all-time series that has been in favor of the White Sox. These two teams haven't played much over the years. Otto will take it himself. 2 ground balls and 2 outs for Castillo here in the second. White Sox lead the all-time series 16-4. Won 4 of the last 5 and 13 of the last 15 versus the Reds, but haven't played since 2015 and haven't been here in Cincinnati since 2009. So 2 completely different teams than what those past numbers suggest. Two-out batters, Tim Anderson. Got him out in front. And 1-1. Swing and a miss. Third punch out for Castillo. 3 up, 3 down inning. 1-0 Redlegs.
2 versus the White Sox. Reds kick off the coverage at 6:30 with the game to follow right here on Fox Sports Ohio. We're streaming on Fox Sports Go. Swing into Summer is presented by Click It or Ticket. Guys, we had a little bit of rain this afternoon, but nothing too bad. But when it is this hot and humid, there is a chance for some showers tonight or thunderstorms. Same for tomorrow. It's going to be hot and humid. 92 is the high. Chance for showers tomorrow night as well. Gentlemen.
Thank you, meteorologist Jeff McQuirl checking in from the
nice
dugout.
job, Vic.
What's the barometric pressure?
98.4. I only play a meteorologist on TV. I have no idea what the barometric pressure would be.
It just went up since you asked him that tough question, though.
I know that my humidor at home is 76%, whatever that means.
Pitcher versus pitcher, and down goes Castillo. And that'll bring up the 9 batter, Billy Hamilton. James Shields, the opening day starter for these White Sox. His 8th career opening day start. He started 4 with Tampa Bay, 2 with Kansas City, and 1 in San Diego. Two outs.
Well, Shields is on the last year of a 4-year contract that paid him a lot of money there in Chicago. And last year didn't go too well. The 3rd year of that 4th-year deal. He started a few games in April, then he went on the disabled list, and he sidelined him until June when he hurt his lat, which is up around the shoulder area. Then a very bad season for him ended up being cut short at the very end of the year when he had some knee problems. So he's trying to finish strong. 34 years old. He probably figures that he's got a little bit left in him. Made 36 years old. And that's why you see the somewhat changed delivery, lower arm angle, more sink and cut, rather than the old James Shields that was Powder River over the top.
See how he pitches to Schebler so far carefully as Schebler touched him up with a leadoff home run in the 1st.
Hey, who he reminds me of is the guy that's sitting out there in the Reds bullpen right now, and Jared Hughes. Hughes has a nasty sinking fastball, and Shields is trying to get the same action.
Big leg kick like Hughes. Two-one.
You know, anybody who throws a sinker like Shields or Jared Hughes has to make sure that you don't really throw across your body. You've got to clear your hips, and you see that move by Shields where he really throws his right side around towards third base at the very end. That helps you pronate, turn the ball over a little bit.
3-1 is ripped, but right into the glove of Abreu. 3 up, 3 down inning for Shields, 1-0 Cincinnati. Loveland, Ohio, here in the Cincinnati area, and pumped up to play at Great American Ballpark.
There's upwards of 100 to 200 people. I think that might be coming. Just friends and family. Obviously, baseball in this or in my community where I'm from is pretty popular. So got a lot of people that are going to come out and just watch a baseball game tonight. And obviously, I'm from their hometown, so just adds a little bit, a little something extra to it.
Oh, a lot extra to it. Loveland High School, and not only that, but the University of Louisville. 2010 graduate of Loveland High School. 19th round selection by the Sox. And that was back in 2013.
That really says a lot for him, because if you're the 19th round pick by one team, I mean, they have picked many, many, many players before you, and it takes hard work. Take advantage of your talent. And one of his talents is speed as he gets down the line, but will not outrun that throw for a strikeout.
Maybe a mite bit aggressive trying to impress the home folk there. 3 pitches and an out.
Little slider right there. You see the spin. It doesn't really have a tight spin like a little dot on it, but throws it to a good location and gets a punch out.
And that'll bring up James Shields, who bats him as he throws him. 0 for 4 as a hitter this year. And career 164 at the plate. Drive, base hit. So Castillo had retired 6 in a row, and now a 1-out base runner. It's the pitcher, James Shields.
Maybe Shields is thinking, hey, you know what? None of you other guys are centering up the baseball. Maybe I ought to show you how to do it. Spent a long time, of course, at the Padres in the National League, swinging the bat, and end of the bat or not, he'll take it.
Heard how these Reds pitchers have been swinging the bat. And back to the leadoff man, Yohan Moncada, who struck out swinging his first time up. And he strikes out a ton. On there were some pretty big names, but those other guys go long ball a lot.
Well, it's amazing how that particular leaderboard has changed over the years. I mean, it used to be a board that you didn't want to be on. It was embarrassing to strike out so much. Now, but hitters almost wear it as a badge of honor, especially if it's accompanied by home runs. So it's a lot of times now when you get in the batter's box, all or nothing at all.
Two balls and a strike.
Of course, the White Sox as a team are second in all the National or the American League in number of strikeouts.
Drive into left center field. Hamilton giving chase and runs it down. Many center fielders. That one goes to the wall. Billy Hamilton, routine play for him. And that'll bring up Yolmer Sanchez. White Sox have 2 hits, and one of them was Sanchez, second batter of the game. It was a double, but he was stranded right there. Net. His play will be to first. A hit, a man left. 1-0 Reds. Is online exclusively, and it's the last few days of voting. Make sure your Reds are represented on this year's squad. Go to Reds.com. Catch all the excitement of the 89th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard. It's July 17th live on Fox. The latest round of votes tallies were revealed today. We'll have more on that coming up. Oh! Check out the portable fan. That's big in Chris Welsh's world. Because I got to tell you, you have some big league fans over the years.
That's a pretty cool one right there.
That is a very good one. Good idea.
A little clip, you can clip it on anywhere.
Yeah. Right field, off the bat of Barnhart, and running it down at the wall is Garcia.
It's a nice play by Garcia. So far, Barnhart has seen 2 pitches, and he's hit both of them. A fly ball that went fairly deep to left field, and this one that nearly takes the right fielder right up against the wall to make the catch.
First pitch to Joey Votto, and he first pitch swinging. In the air to left. Lazy fly ball, 2 outs. As Scooter Gennett comes to the plate, this Reds infield continues to get the job done. Our Lowe's whole team together. Major League Baseball ranks first in average, first in on-base percentage, tied for second with 198 RBIs, and they've scored 92, 5th in all of Major League Baseball. This has been a very competitive offensive club and a good lineup. Once the Reds got past that dreadful start, as the offense kicked it in and they got better starting pitching, it's been a much better team to watch, and this infield has led the way. And no one better than the guys hitting back-to-back in the lineup, Gennett and Suarez on deck. When Shields has missed outside, he has been way off the mark so far in this one. Again, way outside. And a 2-out walk to Jeanette. As you enjoy a Miller Lite, and why not, look forward to the whole true moment later in tonight's game. Third walk surrendered by James Shields. 2 outs into the third. And Chicago has walked a bunch of them. Far and away tops. Rick Renteria has enough gray hairs. That will add to it. Again, well off the plate. White Sox have pulled around to Suarez's shift side. Abreu holding on Jeanette, a big hole on the right side. Should Suarez want it or attain it? Two and 0. Hitters count to the dangerous Suarez and a broken bat. Bat went flying clear out to third base. Third out of the inning. And stranded. 1-0 Reds.
Players throughout the league will be rocking patriotic themed uniforms throughout the week in celebration of July 4th. Reds and White Sox were wearing them all day today, and they'll be wearing them throughout the homestand. And starting July 9th, you guys can go online to Reds.com and buy these uniforms. They're going to be auctioned off with the exception of the catcher's gear, which Tucker Barnhart will get to keep. Guys, back up to you.
It's like Captain America behind home plate.
It's a great look, isn't it?
Wow, the stars and stripes. Are you kidding me? Old Glory? Nothing better on earth than that. It's a good look. And he sits so low behind the plate where those stripes are on his chest is a pretty good aiming spot. Spikes going.
Well, that's pretty much hitting zone right there, the stripes on his chest. I'm thinking a little bit more maybe.
All right, if he paints the corner.
Well, okay. I'd rather do the, you know, the shin guards right there below the knees.
I got you.
Very fancy. Actually, one of the tricks that pitchers use when they try to zone in on the target, if a catcher puts a glove up, you know, the idea is the coaches will tell you, well, don't just try to throw the ball to the glove. Pick a spot on that glove. Pick a grommet down by the heel of his glove or the tip of his finger and throw at that spot.
Challenge him up in the zone, and Abreu went chasing.
Now, Castillo's got a nice live fastball tonight. The Reds are hoping that they see a little bit more of this type of pitching in the second half from Luis Castillo. He's got plenty of arm. They have had a, you know, it's an effort to try to get him to use his legs a little bit more, to push off the mound. And one way you see that if he's doing that or not is that you'll see his right foot kind of really come up at the very end. And they're getting a little bit more of it tonight, I think, than in other starts. The other thing you look at with Luis Castillo is his front side and the glove arm. How high is the elbow when he breaks his hands? Sometimes Luis has a tendency to break his hands and basically drop his glove down around his waist. And with that, of course, his elbow goes down. And you have a tendency to open up your shoulder a little bit too soon. Still not high enough. I think that when he throws a bullpen down there in between starts, I know that Danny Darwin, probably Teddy Power, and everybody else is down there and saying, okay, you know, get that elbow up, get that left elbow up a little bit more. And that has a tendency to keep you to stay back. You know, if you watch a delivery of Matt Harvey, watch Tyler Mahle, Anthony DeSclafani, they really get that glove elbow way up. And for Castillo right now, it kind of varies a little bit between, you know, pitch to pitch, inning to inning.
Is that all a part of staying on top of the ball that we've heard Danny Darwin talking about, and more vertical break and not horizontal?
Your back arm goes where your front arm leads.
Schebler, and that ball ate him up. That ball was smoked off the bat of Palka.
Well, he'll get an error on that, deservedly so. Hard hit or not. It was probably knuckling. I think that he probably, you know, was just completely fooled. But we talked about how hard that Palka hits the ball. And I mean, he lays this one out. Not really knuckling, just a good old-fashioned humpback line drive.
.107-mile-per-hour exit velocity. Or as the cool kids say, like Chris Welsh, exit velo. Here's Garcia.
You know, if he has a little bit higher launch angle, Palka on that, I mean, at 107, that baby's about 3/4 of the way up the moon deck.
Yeah. Mile high into the air in center. Two outs. Palka went about halfway, and good thing he went back. Terrific throw in by Hamilton. And that'll bring, I'm sorry, Chris.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Jim, because that, at the end of the play, it didn't amount to anything, but that's what you're looking for when you're managing both of these ball clubs. You want to know what the extra hustle is. And as it turned out, there was no play at all, but Palka's thinking, if he's going to sleep out there, I'm going to take a base. Hamilton's thinking, there's no way he's taking a base on me.
Narvaez grounded out to Votto his first time up. No balls and 2 strikes. "26 years of age, Omar Narvaez. Hails from Venezuela. One-two pitch. Rounded the other way and into left field. Suarez playing well off of third base, and Narvaez took advantage of it. That'll bring up the shortstop, Tim Anderson.
Well, he broke in 2016, Anderson did, and he's a guy that had a great debut. Hit 283, 9 home runs in 99 games. They awarded him a long-term deal for just a young guy. In fact, the most money ever given to a player that had not had a full season in the major leagues. Falling off a little bit, but they still think that he's got a very high ceiling.
Suarez will go to second, gotta hurry, and got the out. White Sox strand 2. Castillo has pitched 4 scoreless innings.
For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Well, James Shields, we were talking about the adjustment that he has made to become a sinker ball pitcher and how, in my mind anyway, he looks so similar to Jared Hughes. But Jared Hughes is on your right, Shields is on your left. Let's take a look. And we know how good that sinker that Jared Hughes has. But I mean, they both come around with their their backside, their right backside, very hard towards third base. That makes sure that you get way out there with your right arm. You get a little pronation going, meaning you're turning the ball over so that your pinky ends up on top when you finish throwing. And I'm wondering if maybe James Shields has been watching a few Jared Hughes videotapes.
Hey, why not? Especially in this ballpark. Sinker ball, ground balls are your best friend.
Well, I'm sure every pitcher that has come up and has complained about a small ballpark, whether it's a minor league park or college or even high school park, and has probably heard the same old refrain from the pitching coach. I ain't never seen a ground ball go out of here for a home run.
Winker with a line drive, and picking it off the turf is Garcia. That ball looked like it was knuckling a little bit. The World Cup round of 16 continues tomorrow on Fox and FS1. First, it's Sweden taking Switzerland at 9 a.m. Eastern. Then superpowers collide as Colombia takes the pitch against Harry Kane and England at 1 on Fox. World Cup knockout round action on Fox and FS1, or stream it all live on the Fox Sports app. By the way, I really enjoyed that voice of all pitching coaches.
We've all had pitching coaches, and they all sound like that.
Was that kind of everyone kind of, you accumulate them all together and that's what they sound as a group?
Put them in a big blender, and that's the voice that comes out.
That was solid. Jose Peraza popped out his first time up. And in the air and running out of room is Garcia. Looked like Dad sold out on that one.
Yeah.
And son. Oh, look, now that ice cream, easy with the ice cream now.
You got the ice cream working. You got the cotton candy Dad has in the bag right there.
The #1. Oh, I mean, the whole family sold out right there trying to get that foul ball.
You know, would there be anything stickier than cotton candy on a hot night in Cincinnati? I'm wondering if maybe pitchers ought to think about ditching the pine tar and going with the cotton candy.
I was going to say, would cotton candy be on the illegal list?
I mean, it tastes a lot better if you're going to lick your fingers.
Here's a drive. Hit well off the bat of Peraza, but on the warning track, Engel runs it down. I haven't tasted pine tar, by the way, so I wouldn't know. Apparently you have.
Oh, yeah. Accidentally.
On purpose, I was going to say.
Accidentally.
Because I know you left-handers a little weird. I just didn't know if you had a diet of pine tar in the past.
No, I wasn't curious to see if there was any nutritional value.
Okay. The hitters are allowed to use pine tar. The pitchers are not, which many have wondered over the years, why not?
I really don't know. I think it would certainly help pitcher get a better grip on the ball and may even have some positive safety features.
Well, it's interesting you say that. I have talked to many hitters over the years about, pitchers doctoring up the ball, etc. And most of them will say, I would rather have a guy do that than have loose grip and buzz me or hit me in the head. So I get what you're saying. Abreu over and runs out of room. Not much has happened in this game outside of the leadoff hitter for the Reds in the first. It was a solo home run, obviously, by Scott Schebler.
Okay. There's one that gets away from Shields, and the first thing he does is look at his fingers.
Yep. But make no mistake about it, pitchers will find a way to get, over the years, a grip in different ways. Some get away with it. Most get away with it. Sometimes you don't. Played 4, 1-run game. Children's now ranked number 2 in the nation by U.S. News and World Report. And by your local Ford dealer. Ford, go further. The Mavis bobblehead, you can get that and a ticket to the Sunday, July 22nd game with the Hotel Transylvania ticket package. Plus, don't miss special character appearances by Drac and Mavis. It's a limited edition bobblehead, and it's only available through this offer. Packages start as low as $20. Get yours today at reds.com/themes. 3 hits given up by Luis Castillo, and not one of them has dented the plate. He has struck out 5, excuse me, and he's yet to walk a batter. And he will get 8, 9, and 1. The White Sox here in the 5th. We mentioned this 26-year-old Adam Engel from Loveland, Ohio, which is a great place to live, the sweetheart of Ohio. And he said he had upwards of 100 plus here tonight. And it looks like the family got the good seats. The friends probably on their own here tonight. He went down swinging quickly his first time up, and now he's behind no balls and 2 strikes. Sporting some t-shirts out there.
Kind of interesting, really, when he was down at University of Louisville, Adam Engel batted .308 his sophomore year, and then he became eligible for the draft his junior year, and he batted .236, but he stole a lot of bases. And he's got excellent speed, if not maybe a click behind Billy Hamilton. He is right there.
Well, you could see it right there. Ground ball, you got to hurry to get him by half a step.
Yeah, scouts rated his speed, and the scouting scale goes between 50 and 80, 80 being the best there is, and his speed is 80.
Wow.
Which would put Billy Hamilton at 85.
Is that kind of like that weighted grade point average? You know, they do nowadays where you can get an over 4-point grade point average. Billy has a weighted speed rating. We mentioned Castillo's given up 3 hits, one of them to the pitcher James Shields. Two outs. Shields doesn't even make it to first base. He got about halfway and shut her down.
The second baseman is
And we'll flip it back to the top of the order and Yoan Moncada. Changeup, bottom fell out, 82 on the gun. Count evens at 2-2. Trouble. Schebler can't get to it. He will get over. Going to second base. Going to test Schebler's arm, and it throws way offline.
Boy, Moncada never even thought about stopping. He was going, it didn't matter who was out there in right field, I don't believe, with 2 outs. Why not take a shot right here and get that runner in scoring position? You're down by 1, and he gets that little lofting fly ball hooking towards the line, and he makes the little loop there at first base like, no way I'm stopping.
So a 2-out base runner in scoring position. And here's Yolmer Sanchez. Runners in scoring position has been a problem for the White Sox, particularly over the last 4 games. 8 for their last 42. Make that 44 now, including this game. And coming into tonight's game, they had left 31 runners on base over the last 4 games.
Well, most recently it's been a real big problem for the White Sox, but overall this year not all that bad. Actually, the other team in Chicago leads all of Major League Baseball in the most runners left on base, 654 by the Cubs. Reds are second in that department. The Cubs, or the White Sox, by the way, are one of the better teams in the league. They are 25th in overall runners left on base. Could have something to do with fewer on base.
Winker has room. Castillo strands another. 5 scoreless innings.
Geico, let's go back July 2nd, 2013. Homer Bailey throws his second no-hitter versus the Giants at Great American Ballpark. The Reds won that one 3-0. 9 strikeouts for Homer Bailey. The only blemish, 1 walk, kept him from a perfect game. And the final out right there as Bailey throws his second no-hitter, guys.
We throw a couple of no-nos. And no matter what happens the rest of your career, you will always be introduced as through 2 no-hitters in the big leagues. Sort of like Tom Browning is no longer Tom, he's Mr. Perfect. Hamilton, Schebler, Barnhart here in the 5th for the Reds. Hamilton popped out his first time up. He's hit safely in 11 of his last 14. And a .348 batting average over that span. He had a 7-game hitting streak amongst that as well. Went chasing, ball gets away. 1 out. The Reds home run hits the Toyota sign during tonight's game. Melvin Marquin from Cincinnati win the beautiful new Tundra on display here at GABP thanks to your Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers. Good luck, Melvin. Who knows, this guy at the plate could do it. Third trip to the plate for Schebler. 1 for 2, including that leadoff home run. And let's check out that home run. StatCast powered by AWS.
Amazon Web Services.
Yes. Into right field, down the right field line. That's going to be extra bases. Schebler into second base and will hold up right there. 15th double of the season for Schebler.
Well, he's hit the ball hard every time up, even though he breaks his bat on this particular swing. Hit a home run, a line drive right at the first baseman, and waylays this one right down the first base line and picks up a double.
So a 1-out base runner in scoring position for Tucker Barnhart. Two trips to the plate for Tucker, and he's seen all of 2 pitches. Flied out to left and then was robbed last time up. A nice catch by Garcia in right. Finally looks at 1, and it's ball 1. Tucker riding an 8-game hitting streak, which is a season high for him.
You know, kind of interesting, really. Sometimes the best laid plans go awry, and James Shields lowering his arm angle, throwing more 2-seam fastballs, trying to get more ground balls, but tonight he has all of 1 ground ball. And that was a little weak tapper back to him by Luis Castillo, the opposing pitcher.
Polka has it. Schebler holds right there.
So really, you know, if you take that thought one step further, Jim Day, and you think, all right, well, if the hitters really are trying to elevate the ball more, and evidently they are, the ground balls are down, will outfield defense begin to be more important than infield defense? And will you see now maybe your most defensively challenged players playing in the infield rather than the outfield? Just thought I'd throw that out there for you to chaw on for a while.
Well, traditionally, your most challenged defender they put in left, do they not?
Left or right?
Yep.
In amateur baseball, usually right field.
Yeah. Timmy Lupus.
Although right field,
Bad News Bears was in right field.
Yeah. Well, you can check that reference off your scorecard.
Thank you. No, I didn't have it in a scorecard. It's firmly entrenched in the noggin.
Well, Votto with a chance on a 2-0 count to get a little action going right here, although I'm not so sure James Shields is going to come right after him. But with Jeanette in the on-deck circle, you know, that means that Barnhart gets good pitches because he's followed by Votto, and Votto should get good pitches because he's followed by Jeanette.
Showed you this the other day, and this is a spray chart powered by AWS.
This is why you're going to see the shift. I mean, the secondarily, you know, up the middle, but, you know, these are balls mainly on the ground, not fly balls.
Right. And Votto's a guy that we've seen over the years as will pull ground balls and will hit balls to the outfield the other way.
Well, and that chart goes back the last 100 balls put into play, so it's a pretty good sample size. We're really happy to have that at our disposal. Finally, a color-coded hit chart, and we're happy to have Amazon Web Services as our sponsor.
Drive into right field, and turning around, and how do you do? Garcia robs another Reds batter.
Boy, is he impressive.
Racing after it and basically overran the ball, but reached back.
All-Star voting is happening right now, and Scooter Gennett has been dominating as of late. 13 home runs, 54 RBIs. The guy absolutely deserves a chance to go to the Midsummer Classic. So head to Reds.com and vote for Scooter and all of your favorite Reds. Guys, back up to you.
And Scooter has been catching up to Ozzie Albies, and it is a tight race right now. And if you want to see Scooter in the starting lineup, can't imagine they would keep him off the team overall, as each manager will select the reserves. But the guy coming in, still leading the National League in hitting, closing the gap on Ozzie Albies, who's been terrific, is a terrific player. We've seen the Braves 6 times this year.
Well, look at it this way, though. If Scooter Gennett is able to be voted in by the fans, it might open up another roster spot for another deserving Cincinnati Red.
Like Suarez. And here's this
is what we're looking at right here.
Yep.
Second baseman.
Here's the balloting overall. You can vote through Thursday. So we are going down the final stretch here. Freddie Freeman continues to dominate. So the Braves right now have 3 starters, or at least as the votes go. And Jose Abreu fouls one off of his foot, and Rick Renteria and the trainer out, and having a hard time putting weight on it. Oh, off the ankle. And no guard.
And he's still not putting one on right now. I mean, he was out there. He's made some really fine plays out in right field, including the one to end the inning off the bat of Joey Votto, which was a circus catch out there. Very athletic. So he is athletic and tough. Oh, he's the first. I'm sorry. I got him mixed up. I'm a little excited up here. Got a new team in town.
Got a new teammate sitting beside you. Yeah, you can see he is laboring down the line. Was able to ground it to third. Baseball's 2 biggest events of the summer back to back. The action begins at the T-Mobile Home Run Derby on ESPN July 16th, 8 o'clock Eastern. Then catch baseball's biggest stars at the 89th MLB All-Star Game, presented by MasterCard. July 17th on the Big Fox. Coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern. And you had mentioned Gennett gets voted in as a starter, and I'd agree with you. Each team has to have 1 representative, so it's always, a chess match, if you will, of the managers selecting the reserves and the pitchers. And Suarez, very worthy of being an all-star. Continues to lead the National League in RBIs. He's top 10 in average. Hughes has had a good season. But you're right, if Gennett doesn't make it as a starter, then will the National League managers choose 2 Red reserves? That's a bigger question. There's always someone left out, a few left out that are worthy. So if you want to take care of business, go to Reds.com. Two pitch. Full count. Sixth strikeout of the game for Luis Castillo.
The bigger the swing, the more susceptible you are to changes in speeds. And don't look now, but Luis Castillo's really got it working here tonight. Nice crisp fastball, good command of that fastball, and not really the overuse of the changeup that we've seen in fewer games. I mean, he's just coming right after him. I love the first pitch changeup. Although that could have been a little slider, sometimes hard to tell. They both have good sinking action.
Ahead in the count, 0-2. Count holds at 0-2. Went down and got it, and Garcia delivers a 2-out hit. Not a bad pitch. Credit the hitter on this one.
Now, it was a slider that probably he hung over the center of the plate a little bit more, but still down below the knees. That's just a good bit of hitting right there.
And here's Narvaez. Five hits off of Castillo now. One of them by Narvaez last time up. And Garcia now not only made some fine plays in right field, but now has a 12-game hitting streak. That is a new career high for Garcia. Oh, 2 pitch. Should be the 3rd out. Castillo strands his 6th runner of the game. 1-0. Hall of Fame induction ceremony honoring Adam Dunn, Fred Norman, and Dave Bristol. Plus, the first 20,000 fans will receive a Reds cap presented by Fox Sports Ohio. Get your tickets for as low as $12. For tickets, visit Reds.com. Good looking cap to boot. Reds will try to add on to a 1-0 lead. Luis Castillo has been terrific. Would like to get him a few. 4, 5, and 6 for the Reds here in the 6th. Jeanette, Suarez, Winker against James Shields. He's only given up that solo home run to Scott Schebler. And has been efficient. Just 72 pitches so far for Shields. And Shields, as we've talked about, has been around the block a few times in his career. Great American Ballpark marks the 35th baseball stadium in which he's pitched in.
And the 29th among active stadiums, which is very, very cool. I mean, he's had a really nice career.
Yeah. The only stadium he's not pitched in active is Atlanta's SunTrust Park. Who knows what the future holds for him if he pitches in the league next year.
There's a ground ball.
Shields has been around so long, he was both a Tampa Bay Devil Ray and a Tampa Bay Ray.
Good bit of trivia right there, Jim Day. Nine games over the 500 mark, earned run average sub 4, 23 career complete games. Loving that Cincinnati humidity here tonight. You know, all kidding aside, a night like this, even though it can wear on you because of the humidity and the heat and, you know, the feels like temperature, it's a good night to pitch because you normally get a good grip on the ball if you can keep your hand dry enough.
Nice pick at third base. Sanchez, long throw. Big league effort. Shields lets him know about it.
And your breaking ball works because the humidity in the air gives the ball a little bit of friction. And a nice one hopper backhand job. Now, he's given up a few hard hit balls here tonight, Shields has, but you know, they've been kind of right at him. Or he's had some defense make some nice plays behind him.
Jesse Winker, and another defensive play by the White Sox. Jose Abreu, one-legged, hauls it in. batter of the game for the Reds, Scott Schebler. A missile, his 11th home run of the season. And so far, that's all Castillo has needed. 6 innings, 5 hits, no runs. He's struck out 6, has yet to walk a batter. Has thrown 94 pitches, and he's on for the 7th. Reds trying to protect a 1-0 lead. Double-barreled action in the Reds pen. Lefty and a righty. Garrett and Hughes warming up. Raza, 1 out.
Now double barrel action, lefty-righty, Amir Garrett the lefty, Jared Hughes the righty. One of the keys to success here tonight for Luis Castillo is the fact that he has retired the first batter in every inning that he has pitched.
The longest that Castillo has gone this season is 6 2/3. They came back in April. Pitch number 100 of the night, and it's a line drive base hit. So Adam Engel, welcome back to Cincinnati. Base hit in front of the home folks. Family going nuts.
Now they're dancing in the streets of Loveland right about now. And watch him now, because his speed is his main weapon. And the whole idea for the White Sox is try to get him on the base now. They're down by 1. They have the speediest player on their ball club at first base. This one, Castillo's got to be very compact to the plate.
Shields will try to bunt him over and gets it down nicely. Sacrifice goes 3-4, so with 2 outs, tying run on second base. And if he continues on in his major league career, as Jim Riggleman's coming out, if he gets on base more, those stolen base numbers will go up for Engel.
They're going to go to the bullpen and bring him a left-hander.
Yep. Moncada, the switch hitter, and they will turn him around as he calls on Amir Garrett. It's our Skyline Chili call to the bullpen. 2 outs into the 7th, trying to protect a 1-0 lead. some high fives and some congrats in the Reds dugout. He matches his season high with 6 2/3 innings pitched. And he will give way to Amir Garrett, tying run on second base. Reds trying to protect a 1-0 lead. It's Garrett on to face the switch hitting Yoan Moncada to a bat from the right-hand side.
Well, about a 100-point difference for Moncada, batting left-handed or right-handed. He's a little better left-handed hitter by 100 points. Has more home runs because he, of course, bats many, many more times that way.
Adam Duvall into the game, part of a double switch. He's in left. And he's batting in the 8th spot. And he will be due up second in the 7th. Or should I say Adam Duvall? Trouble. This will tie the game. Moncada in with a 2-out RBI double. We're tied at 1.
Such a shame right there. Got a little breaking pitch up. He threw this first pitch right by him at 96. Tried to get him on a slider right here. Just hung it right there. Thigh high, and it gets ripped down the left field line and fair. That'll remove the possibility of a win column mark for Luis Castillo.
So he can close the book on Luis Castillo. 6 2/3 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run.
One of the reasons why, you know, wins and losses, especially nowadays, very tough way to judge a performance of a starting pitcher.
Yeah. Through 101 pitches did Castillo. Did not walk a single batter. Struck out 6. And kept the ball in the yard, which has been the major problem for him.
Now, if you're at home, before you start second guessing Jim Riggleman for bringing in Amir Garrett, consider that Moncada did strike out the first time, but he hit a line drive right at Billy Hamilton the second time, hit a double his last time up, and then hit another double, of course, here off Garrett. So he was seeing the ball as well as anybody in this White Sox lineup against Castillo. And once you hit the 100-pitch mark on a hot, humid night in Cincinnati, you're thinking, no, you know, I got a fresh arm in the bullpen.
Garrett needs a strike. Pass Suarez, and the White Sox are going to take the lead.
Suarez does a nice job getting part of his glove on this ball. It's right down the line and hooking. And if he's able to glove that ball, even if he doesn't get the runner out of first base, he probably will be able to keep the runner from scoring. But as it is, the Reds are down by 1 now. What a turn of events, and Riggleman makes his way back out to the pitching mound.
Credit a hit and an RBI for Sanchez, and a tough outing for Amir Garrett. Here comes Jared Hughes, is sprinting in. Double and a single given up by Garrett. trying to pick up his teammate Amir Garrett, who came in for Castillo and gave up an RBI double and an RBI single. And here's Jared Hughes. 2 outs and a runner on first base. And a pinch hitter at the plate. It's Matt Davidson hitting for Jose Abreu. We saw Abreu foul a ball off of his ankle and was walking and running gingerly, and now he's out of the game. And here's Davidson.
Davidson is listed as an infielder, but he is a offense-first player. Can guarantee you that. DH is probably his best spot, but you can see that he has some power. 14 home runs on the year.
"27 years of age is Matt Davidson, 6'3", 230. Born in California, resides in Glendale, Arizona. Just up the road from the Reds spring training complex in Goodyear.
Of course, Glendale, Arizona is also right up the road from the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah.
Spring training headquarters. They actually are their complex that they share with the Los Angeles Dodgers, the closest to Goodyear.
Yeah.
They're only about 10 or 15 minutes away at the very most.
And go figure, the Reds, I don't think they played the Dodgers one time during spring training this year, which was the weirdest thing in the world to me, because as you said, it's the closest stadium. It's the closest complex.
Wow, the Reds paid them back for dodging them, didn't they?
That's true. Swept them in 4, Dodger Stadium. They made a ton of trips to Talking Stick and Scottsdale. Can never figure out schedules. And like when the Reds were in Florida, well, you played the Pirates a bunch. A little farther to go in that state. Oh-2 pitch. There goes the runner. Throw by Barnhart. Not in time. 9th stolen base of the season for Sanchez.
Yeah, got a pretty good jump right there. Not a greatest of throws by Barnhart. It would have been a lot closer had it been right on the money. They probably would have been able to get him. Sometimes it's kind of like measuring wins and judging a starting pitcher. You measure how many runners a catcher throws out trying to steal, because so much of that is really not under his control. For instance, Jared Hughes has now given up 6 stolen bases. The Reds catchers have been able to throw out 1. Last year when he pitched for Milwaukee, he gave up 12 stolen bases. They threw out 5. So he's a little bit deliberate, as most big, tall guys are.
He went. The White Sox get 2 and take the lead.
Dayton tonight versus Lake County. His best start as a pro. 7 innings, no runs, just 2 hits, no walks, 10 strikeouts. He threw 69 pitches, 52 of those were strikes. Dayton gets the win 2-1. Speaking of number 1 picks, newly signed Jonathan India of the University of Florida will join us in the booth live during tomorrow night's game. But I tell you what, Jim and Chris, you throw 69 pitches, 52 strikes. That is getting it done.
Yeah, he got off to a really slow start, did Hunter Green, and they worked on his mechanics, talking to those that have been around him and worked with him this year, and he's been on quite the run. He has been very, very impressive of late, and now the next question is how long will he stay at Dayton? He continues to pitch like that. Next stop would be High A, and that would be Daytona. We'll see. Fly ball, Castillo, 1 out. Jonathan India arrived in town here today.
James Shields is trying to do what Luis Castillo could not, which is get through 7 innings.
Here's Adam Duvall, who came in defensively, part of the double switch. Will take his first at bat of the game. Hard hit ball into left field. First pitch swinging and a 1-out base runner for the Reds.
Well, a ball game that features a couple of base hits by University of Louisville products. Adam Duvall, a couple of years older than Adam Engel. And why wait around for the breaking ball when you get that first pitch fastball?
And here's Billy Hamilton. 0 for 2 here tonight. Could be 2. No chance against Hamilton. I just got the evil eye. Should know better than a ball hit that slowly.
Well,
with number 6 runner.
The 3-6-3 double play or the 3-6-1 double play is when a pitcher covers. That's a really tough double play to get.
Against anyone, let alone Hamilton.
Exactly. So you're going to get the lead man right here, and Davidson's able to get that part of it done, but the Reds will make that trade as far as base runners goes any day.
Yeah. Pretty good night for Schebler, 2 for 3, home run and a double. Pitch out, nothing doing. '62 steals against the White Sox. Hamilton 15 steals and 18 attempts this season. Look out, had him leading.
Yeah, that's a part of the program that we haven't really even talked about with James Shields. Excellent move to first base. Has always had a good move. And I believe if you had a left-handed throwing first baseman right there, you got a chance for a pickoff.
Moncada way out there at short right field.
And really pulled around towards the right field line, more so than I think I've seen any second baseman in a shift yet this year.
I got to tell you, on some.
Take a look at him way over here. I mean, that is a second baseman. You know, and right behind him, you got the right fielder hugging the warning track out there. So, I mean, this is basically what Scott Schebler has done in his recent at-bats, especially tonight. Home run to right field, line drive to first base, double down to right field line.
Two-0 pitch. Ball's fouled back and out of play, and Narvaez had no idea where the ball is. He looked to the sky and couldn't find it.
You know, I wonder if the White Sox did something special with James Shields in that pickoff move this year, because the last few years he has been miserable in holding runners. Last year he gave up 9 stolen bases. They did not throw out 1 at all. This year he's given up 5. They've thrown out 4. He's picked off 2, and the catcher's picked off 3. Those are Johnny Cueto type numbers. I mean, you even go back, you know, further into his history. There have been times where he's given up 15 stolen bases, 14 stolen bases. They throw out 2. So I guess he finally said enough is enough.
Hey, what, he had Billy going back to the bag there.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing. You hold that ball varying amounts of time. That is the best way for a right-handed pitcher to try to combat the running game, because if you hold it long enough, the base runner's feeling, well, somebody's going to call timeout here, and Hamilton actually was back towards first base bag. Doesn't matter now. Credit that walk to Hamilton.
Tying run will be on second base. And that's going to be it for James Shields. Here comes manager Rick Renteria.
He's barking at the home plate umpire a little bit. Stu Shearwater wanted to know where a couple of those pitches were.
Juan Minaya has been warming up for the Tigers. I'm not so sure Shields is happy to come out of this game. He will leave. Minaya comes on. And a discussion with the home plate umpire as well. 2-1 White Sox. $12 ticket package and get a free voucher for a regular hot dog and a 16-ounce fountain drink at the game. Plus, fireworks shows after both games tomorrow night and Wednesday night. Purchase the Great American Deal today at Reds.com/deal. And keep in mind, this great deal is only available through this ticket offer. Tying run on second base. 2 outs, and Rick Renteria is called on righty Juan Minaya.
Well, he's bounced back and forth between AAA and the major leagues this year. He's got a good strikeout pitch.
First pitch to Barnhart, brushes him off the plate.
He was given an opportunity last year to close some games towards the end of the season. He was 9 for 10 in save opportunities last year. This year they brought in another closer, Joaquin Soria. So Minaya is the setup man.
Two and 0. Three and 0. Joey Votto on deck.
I mean, it's always a wild card, is it not? Going to the bullpen, that door swings open. You really never know what you're getting, and the younger your bullpen is, the less you know.
Takes sign all the way and a 4-pitch walk. Bases loaded, 2 outs with Joey Votto.
So, you know, you're wondering why a team like the White Sox has the record that it does, because they just don't have the personnel to get to the closer at the very end of the ball game. They find a way to get a lead in a very tight and well-pitched game by Luis Castillo, and now they're having a hard time holding on to it.
Renteria is going to call on a left-hander. It's Luis Avila. Face Votto in a big situation in this one. Team has been magical with the bases juiced, including Votto. He's been part of that club tying 9 grand slams of the season. A little bird action at home plate. Reds would love to see that, but it would take just a base hit as well. And the new pitcher is lefty Luis Avilan.
He's a veteran. He's been around a while. He's pitched many seasons with the Atlanta Braves, with Los Angeles Dodgers the last few seasons. And he's landed here in White Soxville this year. Much better against lefties than righty, but nowhere to put Votto, one of the toughest there is to get out.
Trailing out was Votto, and he looks at ball one. 355 batter. The base is loaded.
Well, that first pitch for a left-handed pitcher, left on left, is so important. If he gets that curveball in there for a strike, changes the entire at bat. Now Votto is really in the driver's seat.
One 0. 2-0. Avilan, a long look into his catcher. Now brings the 2-0. 3-0. Nothing that James Shields can do but pace and look on. Center field. Reds will strand 3. Played 7. 1-run game.
Line, come join me and Brian Giesenslaw before every game, 30 minutes before the game. Fox Sports Ohio, you come by and we'll put you on TV. There's Big Joel right there, brought to you by Ray St. Clair Roofing. Tomorrow, Anthony DeSclafani gets a start for the Reds. He's 3-1. He goes up against former first-round draft pick Lucas Giolito's 5-7 with a 659 Ernie. Reds Lives gets things started at 6:30. Come on down and see us. We'd love to have you.
Jared Hughes still on the hill for the Reds as the Reds miss a golden opportunity in the 7th. 3-0 swinging was Joey Votto with the bases loaded. Now we've seen him do that a ton this season and throughout his career, and it's been a very successful 3-0 hitter. But White Sox had walked 2 batters in a row. Granted, it was a new pitcher, Avilan, on the hill. But that's the way baseball goes. Polka, Garcia, Narvaez in the 8th for the Sox. Hamilton gloves out number 1. Here's Abisail Garcia, who extended his hitting streak to 12 games last time up. Two runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Sox. 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error for Cincinnati. The Reds have left 8 on base. Including the bases loaded twice. Could have been a different ball game had the Reds stranded 3 in the 1st. Again in the 7th.
Now, a 3-1 count to Abisail Garcia. You got to figure he is going to let that lumber fly if he sees something that he likes right here. Hitters count all the way. And you can also say that a 3-0 count is a hitter's count all the way. We're going to show you in a minute why we feel that Joey Votto went after that 3-0 pitch with the bases loaded. See what happens here first.
Payoff pitch to Garcia. We'll do it again. This last stretch of the Reds playing better baseball. They've come off the mat many times. They'll have to do it again here tonight. Trailing by just 1 here. Winners of 11 of 14, 14 of their last 19. Ball's hit well into right center field. Schebler looks up and watches it fly. Home run number 5 for Abisail Garcia. And it's a 2-run advantage.
Well, his nickname is Mimi Miggy, after Miguel Cabrera. And he came a long way in 2017, and he continues to mash. 2nd hit of the night. This one leaves the ballpark.
That is only the 2nd home run that Jared Hughes has given up this season. The ground ball pitcher has been very good at keeping the ball in the yard. But this one a big one and an insurance run for the White Sox. 0-2 pitch. To Floro in the Reds pen. From 0-2 to 2-2. Full count. Foul ball. Three night games here against the White Sox. We showed you the probable tomorrow night, DeSclafani, Giolito. Sal Romano gets the ball on Wednesday night. All 7-10 starts here, including on the 4th of July. This one shot the other way, and that's into the left field corner. Extra bases for Narvaez. It's a home run double off of Hughes.
Pretty good hitting right there by taking that low pitch and taking it right down the left field line. Well, we have not seen a meltdown by the Reds bullpen like this in quite a long time.
Nor have we seen Jim Riggleman have to come out and get Jared Hughes, and that's what he's going to do right here.
Jared Hughes has only given up 2 runs since the beginning of the month of May.
Wow.
Before coming into this game.
There'll be another double switch. We'll tell you about it on the other side. A double here in the 8th, and He will give way to Dylan Floro. Brandon Dixon into right field, part of a double switch. He'll be in the 6th spot in the lineup. Dylan Floro will face Tim Anderson.
Sometimes, you know, I don't think this is a statement by Jim Riggleman to say that Dylan Floro is a better pitcher than Jared Hughes. It's just some nights it's just not your night.
Yep. Anderson 0 for 3 here tonight. Base hit, center field. And hold the runner at third, respecting Hamilton's arm. As Hamilton, who plays shallow, is able to get to that ball quickly.
Yeah, a combination of a number of things when there. One is Hamilton's arm. That's probably the number one thing. The other, this ball is hit very sharply. And finally, that's the catcher running. The one wild card right there is when you have a ball hit the dead center field, that throw that comes in. If you're trying to get the runner out at the plate and you don't anticipate it being cut and then thrown by the first baseman, you always have the wild card of the ball hitting the mound. You never know which way it's going to bounce. If it hits off the side of the mound, it could go really crazily one way or the other.
Adam Engel singled his last time up and scored. Part of the go-ahead 2-run 7th inning by the White Sox. There goes the runner from first, and a bunt. Fair ball. Play is to first. Goes down as a sacrifice, 2-3. 2 outs in the inning, and now second and third.
Probably bunting for a base hit, but he'll get a sacrifice because the scorers are always instructed to give the batter the benefit of the doubt. This ball basically stays right there. Good play by Barnhart to get it before it bounces foul.
Pinch hitter will be left-hander Charlie Tilson. A very large at-bat for Dylan Floro and the Reds. Takes his lead from second, as you see Anderson from third and Anderson from second. Two and 0. Floro comes in and closes the door in the 8th, but another run off the bat of Garcia, and it's 3-1 White Sox.
Fox Sports Ohio. Join us for Reds Live, the post-game edition, presented by Performance Kings Honda. We'll have interviews, highlights, and so much more. Myself and Jim Day will be in the condo, so you can come down and actually see Jim in person, get autographs, pictures, and everything else, and we'll have that for you immediately following this one on Fox Sports Ohio. Jim?
We're trying to attract people to the condo, not detract. See me in person, come see you in person. New pitcher is Chris Volstad. Trying to protect a 3-1 lead.
Yeah, Volstad's been around a long time. Remember, he was a starter back with the Marlins many, many moons ago.
And he will get 4, 5, and 6 here for the Reds. Trying to come off the mat. Jeanette, Suarez, and in the 6th spot now is Brandon Dixon. Scooters up that average by a point to 333. Single back of the first. Line drive, base hit, right field. Tying run will come to the plate.
Couple of hits on the night now for Scooter.
For 2 is Eugenio. Walked his first time up. Scooter doesn't run much. 2 steals and 2 attempts. Volstad ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Down the left field line. Jeanette on his way to third. They're going to hold him right there. And the Reds in business here, second and third, nobody out.
Now, right now, the Reds are making the most out of the base hits they have on the board. Chris Volstad comes in, just about like everybody else in this White Sox bullpen has given up base runners. A rope hooking down the left field line. Man, oh man, I mean, this lefty-righty combo of Jeanette and then Suarez. Pitcher's nightmare.
Fun to watch. 14th double of the season for Suarez. And a big situation now for Brandon Dixon.
Yeah, this is kind of opportunity, though, for Brandon Dixon. He hasn't seen too many of these opportunities. The Reds have been through their bench a little bit already. They're looking for somebody to provide a little pop off the bench. And he's been like the last number called. But he gets a shot right here with the tying run and scoring position.
Looks at a strike right at the top of the zone. Painted the knees and the outside corner.
Yeah, the previous pitch up and in on the black, and this one right on the edge. I would imagine right here his best pitch looks like it's going to be that slider or curveball. He may drop it right here on Brandon Dixon.
Holds up, and the count evens at 2-2. Two offering.
Good job there by Brandon Dixon to kind of hang in there a little bit. He saw the one that was in the dirt. Volstad made that a little bit more like a strike. And he was able to hold back, so he's got a little bit of familiarity working with it.
Jeanette makes the play this time. Reds hoping for a rally here. They have their closer, Isela Iglesias, warming up in the pen. Lorenzen up as well in the pen. Do the 2-2 again.
Boy, did he have a hack at that one.
Woo.
A little hanger right there. So after Volstad has painted the corner with a couple of fastballs, he's going breaking ball, breaking ball, breaking ball.
Swing and a miss.
Got a nice little sink on that 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Big, tall guy. Volstad, as I remember, is about 6'10".
He looks about 6'10". They list him at 6'8". When I looked at 6'8", I questioned it. He looks bigger than that. He is a big dude. First pitch strike to Peraza. Mentioned the Marlins. He was 16th overall pick back in the 2005 draft.
Yeah, he broke into the big leagues at age 21 and was not all that bad with the Marlins when he was a young man, but was traded to the Cubs in the Carlos Zambrano trade in 2012. Eventually released by the Cubs, picked up on waivers by the Kansas City Royals, released by them.
Well, that was a good pitch.
His career, Volstad eventually took him to Korea. where he pitched for the Tucson Bears, that he was so bad there, they released him.
1-2.
But he has stuck with it, and here he is back in the major leagues in a high leverage situation. So if he, what if he'll do now the same thing that he did with Brandon Dixon? They kept painting the outside part of the plate and then try to get him to chase that breaking ball.
Two pitch in the dirt. Adam Duvall standing on deck. Payoff pitch to Peraza. And he walked it.
Yeah, that base on balls will bring out that the most tenured pitching coach in Major League Baseball. Don Cooper comes out there. He is 17 years as a pitching coach with the Chicago White Sox. That's 1 year more than Darren Balsley out in San Diego, and a couple of years more than our good friend Rick Honeycutt, who's been with the Dodgers for 13 years.
You go back with Coop.
Well, I'll tell you how old Coop is. He and I played together with the Columbus Clippers in the New York Yankee organization.
Wow. I was probably in attendance for a few of those.
You may not recognize it, but that's Coop.
Pitching or playing at the Coop.
That's
Cooper
right.
Stadium.
You're exactly right. I'm not sure what words of advice he gave to Chris Volstad, but Adam Duvall picked on the first pitch that he saw last time, ripped it for a base hit.
6 for 15 with the bases loaded this season. Red stranded 3 in the 7th, trying to avoid that here. Not sure Duvall liked that strike call. Close.
Tell you what, he's got some pretty good downward movement, does Volstad. Got to really stay down there to make sure you don't roll over on one and help him out of the inning with a ground ball double play.
Shot the other way, making the play and coming home, not in time. And safe at first, they're saying.
And they didn't get the catcher's attention in time because Duvall thought he was out. In fact, he started going over towards the dugout. And they were waiting for the catcher to throw the ball down to the first base so they could get the bag down there.
I don't think Davidson got his foot on the bag before he made the throw. He did not.
What a nice slide by Jeanette. He comes by the plate and puts his left hand right on the dish.
Rick Renteria out to talk to the home plate umpire, Shearwater. And they're going to go under the headsets and review this. Crowd seeing it on the board. Reds fans reacting.
You know, I'm wondering if they're going to ask, and I don't think it's reviewable, whether Adam Duvall would be called out for abandonment, which is he thought he was out at first place.
They are apparently, we're told, challenging the play at home plate.
And they just asked the home plate umpire if he can continue to throw off the mound a little bit.
As you talked about, Chris, a terrific effort by Jeanette.
In fact, it was such an unusual attempt to get to the plate that I think he fooled the home plate umpire, Stu Shearwater. And Jeanette nearly collided his head into Shearwater's left knee.
Sure did. It looks like he got his hand in there. Yeah, that's not a great place for the home plate umpire to be. But as you said, Jeanette went well past the bag for home plate. Got it. Yeah. So everybody's safe, and the Reds have a run, and it's a one-run game.
You know, we'd like to roll that play again because there are a couple of things that probably came into play right there. One is that the catcher probably didn't realize that the force was still in play because the first baseman really wasn't on the bag when he throws it. So the force is still in play. If he had tagged, if he had just had a foot on the plate, he would have been out.
Yep.
And I think the first baseman didn't realize that. Matt Davidson didn't realize that until he took a couple of steps toward first base thinking, uh-oh, I better get rid of the ball. It's a force at the plate. The catcher thought that he had tagged first base and relieved the force.
Hamilton in the air, right center field. Tagging up from third base. Coming to the plate is Suarez. Play goes to third. Safe. And the Reds have tied it. Out is Rick Renteria. And what is the discussion now? Came up firing. The ball was cut and the play went to third. And hustling all the way was Peraza. And they're going to go to the headsets again.
Well, we're wondering maybe they're going to review whether Suarez at third base leaves the bag early.
crew chief review. We were wondering because the White Sox had just lost a review and don't have any left, so they are granting him a crew chief review, and they are indeed looking at the play at third base.
Well, you know, I think nowadays the whole intent of Major League Baseball is to try to get the call right. So if there's any doubt at all on the part of the umpire's mind of whether they got the call right or wrong, they're going to go ahead and grant a review. So Gary Cederstrom and company keeping that crew working overtime there at the command center in New York.
If he's out, then where was Suarez? Had he scored already? Let's check it out.
Well, you make a good point because it would be a timing play right there. Does he get to the home plate before the out play would have been made a third? The answer to that is yes.
So the least the Reds are going to come out of this is a tie game and Peraza out at third base. But he would be the go-ahead run, Peraza. All on the field, safe at third. Safe. Officially, the call stands. So now the situation is second and third, 2 outs. And at the plate will be Alex Blandino. Go ahead run 90 feet away. Credit a fielder's choice RBI to Duvall. A sacrifice fly RBI to Hamilton. And a 2-0 count to Blandino. Strike. 2-1. Two-one. 2-2, right down the middle of the plate. A fastball, and I'm not sure Blandino is going to get a better pitch to hit than that. We have seen him look at a lot of strikes. 2-2 pitch. Slice, but foul. Do the 2-2 again. Another one sliced, and this one will go to the wall. 2 runs are going to score, and Alex Blandino with a clutch 2-out, 2 RBI. double.
Boy, oh boy, is this a fun team to watch right now. Blandino nearly had one on the pitch before. He gets a breaking ball up, and he keeps this one fair and fools the right fielder by hitting it over his head down the right field line.
Boy, we have seen Garcia make some terrific plays out there, and this one, as you said, got by him at an inopportune time. But credit Blandino with perhaps the biggest hit of his young major league career. And another pitching change. Reds have come off the mat to lead 5-3. Tucker Barnhart at the plate, and he's facing new pitcher, lefty Hector Santiago. As the Reds have scored 4 here in the 8th to take a 5-3 lead. Barnhart looking for more. Blandino on second base after a 2 RBI double. RBIs by Duvall, Hamilton, and a couple of them by Blandino. Santiago, one of 4 left-handers in the White Sox pen. 5th pitcher of the night for Rick Renteria. Up and in. Two balls and a strike to Barnhart. Swing and a miss. Chase one up and out of the zone. Is now 10 earned runs allowed by the White Sox bullpen the last 2 games, and 4 of them tonight. Two-two pitch. First base open, but Joey Votto on deck. should we get there. Three-two. Jam job, and he fouled it back. Three-two again. Here it comes. And he walked him. It's the 8th walk of the night by White Sox pitching. And now a quick message from Miami Valley Gaming.
Get ready to get lucky.
First and second, 2 outs. Joey Votto represents the 9th Red to hit here in the 8th.
Now Votto gets another chance right here with a couple of runners on base. You know, he came up in the 7th inning, crucial part of the ball game at that time. Bases loaded. White Sox relievers had just walked the previous 2 batters, Chevrolet and then Barnhart, to get to him, and he went 3-0 on the count. And took a hack on a 3-0 pitch. And the reason he did that is look at the numbers that Joey Votto has on 3-0 counts, not only with bases loaded, but all around. I mean, a .588 batting average with 5 home runs coming into this ball game. So that was the reason Votto was hacking 3-0, in case you were sitting at home wondering.
Oh, 2. Two and 2. Votto stares down the 2-2 pitch. And countless times, how many times is it no balls and 2 strikes? You look up and it's a full count to Joey Votto. Runners will be on the move. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Swing and a miss, but a big inning for the Reds. They send 9 to the plate and score 4. And Blandino comes through in a big way. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Toyota. For over 30 offers, visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. Beautiful shot of the Queen City. And Alex Blandino will be, if the Reds can close this down, one of the heroes on this night. A 2-out, 2 RBI double. And right now it's the difference in the game. Here is the closer, Raisel Iglesias.
Always a good sign when you see Iglesias in a ball game, because chances are you're ahead. Chances are that he's got a chance to put the game away. And right now, 2-run lead to protect.
We talked about that adrenaline of a closer yesterday in a save situation as opposed to a non-save situation. He had not worked at all in the Brewers series until the final game. He had an 8-0 lead in the ninth, gave up 2. So hopefully that work pays off, to work off that, a little bit of that rust. So pitching on back-to-back nights here. And a 1-1 pitch is a swing and a miss by Moncada.
Well, there is something to be said for pitchers getting that rust knocked off a little bit. I mean, it's very common to see a pitcher get too much rest and just be too strong when he gets out there.
Struck him out.
Nasty.
You commit to hitting that, that is nearly unhittable. Commit to trying to hit that, I should say. And here's Yolmer Sanchez, who's had himself a night. Oh, and 2. One-two pitch. 2 outs. White Sox down to their final out. Matt Davidson walked to the plate. One ball and a strike. Sox down to their final strike. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And the Reds come back to win this one 5-3. 16th save of the season for Iglesias. And the Reds now winners of 12 of 15 and 15 of their last 20. And what a moment for Alex Blandino. In fact, as promised, it's time for a Miller Lite hold true moment. It came in the 8th after Duvall and Hamilton delivered RBIs. A 2-out, 2 RBI double. Alex Blandino, it proved to be the difference in the game. As the Reds take game 1 of this 3-game set against the White Sox. Speaking of Blandino, we'll talk to him on the field. Reds Live post-game is on deck.